Alright, so this is going to be the food that I ate in Nashville, because I ate a lot. First night we were here, we went to Jack's Barbecue, and I would eat there again. Because those St. Louis ribs, I didn't order them. I only had like one single rib off my dad. Let me get that. Nom nom nom. Had one single rib, but that single rib had flavor. I didn't need any of the sauces they had. They had sauces, but I didn't need it. It was tender, but it was still meaty. Like sometimes it can be overly tender, so it just falls off like like mush. But this is falling off the ball. Falling off the bone, not the ball, falling off the bone, but still meaty, and it was flavorful. And I think the flavor was just, they were selling some type of rub. I thought it was just salt and pepper, but whatever it was good. The mac and cheese, I'm gonna go back and say the mac and cheese was I like the creaminess of it, but the creaminess didn't really taste like cheese too much. It just, I don't know. I know it was kind of cold. The barbecue beans were solid though. So my favorite thing was definitely the St. Louis rib, which my father had. I had a Tennessee pork shoulder, that was good. And their Texas sauce was actually really good, nice and spicy. It was a sweet spice tomato based sauce. So here's the Nashville chicken. We got the medium. We got the whole chicken. Apparently the medium's actually really spicy too. So we're in for a treat. But look how crispy it looks. It's so deep. The flavor's all the way over there. Got the little side of baked beans. We thought it'd be bigger than that, but I guess we have bread over here to stop all the spice up. So let's get in here. All right. So we just had the famous, or the world famous, or the best, Prince's Hot Chicken Shack. Seen it all over. I've seen the hype, but I don't think me, my father, or mother are buying into the hype. My thing was, when you have all that flavor, all that, because the heat's coming from like dry seasoning, it's not coming from hot sauce. So when you have all that dry seasoning, all that powder into one, it just tastes a little bit chalky to me. So I tried a piece of skin, and it was very crispy skin, but all that seasoning in it just made it taste chalky. I did get the heat, I got heat, but I didn't really get too much flavor. Probably wouldn't go here again. One, I don't eat that much fried chicken, and two, I was a little bit disappointed. What I'd say, it was like perfectly fried, it was crisp, it was juicy. I was told the flavor got all the way down to the meat, but no, the meat wasn't flavorful, it was just the skin. Get?
The Cubano.
What is that?
Well, it's scrambled eggs with tomatoes and poblanos and corn tortillas, avocado and sour cream, which I asked for on the side. But
that's definitely on top, not the side.
Yeah, it's not the side. I'll see what I can do with it.
Alright, so this is one part of my meal. It's the loaded spuds with the tomatoes and the cheese and the onions and all. You know what I'm talking about. So right here is sweet potato French toast. So I don't know if you can see this, but this is basically like banana bread. It's super moist and it falls apart. It's not very firm. So I believe this is like blended up sweet potato with a little bit of flour and all that. There's like a citrus flavor in here that's actually very good. So for breakfast I had sweet potato French toast and loaded spuds from Fido. This is that hip spot over behind Vanderbilt, I believe. So the French toast, sweet potato French toast, is kind of like what they say as banana bread. So it's pureed sweet potatoes with flour and stuff in a loaf pan, and I believe they took that out, then like pan, sear that in the oil, and it was actually really good. I tasted like some type of spices, maybe like allspice, or maybe some clove. Very, very deep flavor. It was super rich. It was falling apart, but I would say I would only need like 2 slices of that, because the rest of it is just too rich for me. You don't need any maple syrup, you don't need any butter, you don't need any whipped cream. The sweet potato French toast from Fido was great on its own. I took some home. My dad was like, "Whoa, this is different. I like it." So Fido sweet potato French toast is good, and actually the Lotus Buds is actually really good as well. The edges had a little crisp behind it. The cheese was perfectly melted. The tomatoes were a great fresh bite to it, so that was actually really good. My mom had the Cubano. It didn't look really good, but she liked it. I have lamb with a cashew sauce, side of basmati rice. He has some wings that actually look really, really good, super fried, super fresh. The next restaurant, I can't pronounce the first name, but it was Ale and Masala House, and it's actually a celebrity chef. She's on Chop, different Food Network shows, but the atmosphere in here was very, very, very cool and chic and hip. The waiter probably said a little bit too hip, but they had projectors in the wall, chandeliers, it was dim, there was lighting around the bar, so it was cool off the bat. Not your traditional Indian restaurant. The appetizers were like American dishes with Indian spices, Indian flavors. So my dad got these chicken wings, or kind of like curry covered chicken wings. They're actually really good, nice spice to it, nice color to it. They kind of like glazed the bottom of the bowl to have some of the sauce on. That was really cool. What I got was, I was gonna get the lamb shakes, but I decided to just get their Indian flavor dishes. So you get to pick a meat and pick a sauce. So I picked the lamb because lamb's my favorite meat. Lamb is great. I love lamb. So I picked the lamb and I added this cashew sauce to it. The cashew sauce is actually very good. And I'd say I knew I liked this place when I got the garlic naan. Take the garlic naan, a little piece of it, and I put some lamb in there with the sauce, and I put that big bite in my mouth. I was just chewing and enjoying all the flavors. Got the garlic, got the cashew sauce, got the tenderness of the meat, and right there I knew this is a good meal. I was looking to get to the nachos. It was like a Papa D chip with shredded lamb and then some other sauces, but I didn't end up getting it. I might go back later today and get some later tonight because I want to try it. But another thing that we had was like this mushroom and dal, I believe. It was like these creamy mushrooms and this gravy, and that was actually really good. So I would definitely go back to this Ale and Masala House. I can't pronounce the name. It starts with a C. This was probably my favorite meal that I had so far, besides the sweet potato French toast. But I would go there again. Definitely to try the nachos, but maybe to get some more naan. But everything was good here. It was really good. Hip and sleek restaurant we went to was all black and white inside, has tile inside, had a garage door. This is called proper bagel. We went up there, they had a line out the door. I was like, because there's a place called Pantry that has a big line. I'm like, we're never going to stand that line. But we waited in this line for a bagel place. So what it is I guess it's just, you know, perfectly executed bagels and markets. So they had different cream cheese, different salads, different smoked fish you can actually buy and get as a side. But what we did was got a breakfast sandwich, breakfast bagel sandwich. I got the New York Leo, which is like a scrambled egg with smoked salmon, which are lox in the egg, and it was smeared with a little bit of cream cheese. I got that on a sesame bagel with a side of sweet potato mash. And this sandwich was perfectly balanced. Usually cream cheese is a little bit too bitter for me, but this was smooth and actually flavorful. It did have some type of herb in it. I really liked it. The scrambled eggs, it was a hard scrambled eggs, which I usually soft scrambled, but the lox went perfectly in there. Nice smoky briny taste, and I really enjoyed it. It was a perfect breakfast. Not too much. I was able to eat a little bit else afterwards, so it wasn't too filling, but it was definitely satisfying. So proper bagel is a nice quick, I don't know about quick because they make it to order and it's usually busy, but it was a nice bite to eat. Enjoyed the atmosphere, and I would go there again. Alright y'all, so if you're planning on going to Nashville, Music City, or you live in Nashville, whatever, you're watching this video, you're in Nashville, check out these places. I recommend going to Fido. I recommend to go to this Ale and Masala house. That was really good, and I really enjoyed Jack's Barbecue. So I enjoyed everything I've had here besides the chicken. I'm disappointed. My people kind of disappointed me, but everything was good I ate here.